Hi, I'm Marlena and last year I spent over $20,000 on medical, and they really didn't tell me much. They had no cure. They said my liver was failing. I have sarcoidosis. I have it in my eye and my feet. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. You know, the list goes on and on. And when the doctors told me everything that I had, I asked them specifically, what should I do? What should I eat? And they literally had no cure. I had 40% left on my liver, and you would think they would say, you really need to do something. You need to change your diet, but they really had no answers, and this was a specialist that I had gone to, and you would think he would know something I should be doing for my liver, and he had no answers. So once again, I've had to take my health in my own hands and try to figure out how to regain my health back, because I don't want to live the rest of my life not be able to walk and do the things that I enjoy doing. So a friend encouraged me to stop in by Living Waters, and I stopped in, and I was dizzy, could barely walk. I couldn't even read. Reading was miserable for me. And then my teeth, they started to hurt so bad. I couldn't even bite down on toast. I couldn't eat nothing cold. Water would hurt my teeth. I mean, they ached so
And now,
badly.
has that changed?
It's changed. I can eat now. Had a lot of issues, just didn't feel well, didn't have any energy. Like I said, walking was really hard for me because my feet hurt so bad and I was so dizzy, and so anyway, I signed up for the 10-day cleanse, and within the first day it felt like my dizziness went away. I could walk, my head was clear, my feet don't hurt as bad. I've cut back on my medication, and I just have a great feeling. I mean, mentally and physically. It's an amazing place. I've done a lot of studying over the years with a lot of health processes and procedures, and what they've done here is taken almost everything I've ever studied, and they've put it all together, and it works in harmony, so you don't have to think about it. You just show up, they put you through your routines, but it's just amazing what they do here for you. I would recommend to anybody, whether you're healthy or feeling ill, because it does so much for you. It's just amazing. I can't say enough about it. They really do help turn your health around, they're very good at what they do. They make you feel comfortable, special. Like I said, I probably can't say enough about this place. They will be my fans forever, and hopefully I will continue throughout my life to keep coming here. But that's all I can say. It's just a fabulous place. Like I said, I haven't felt this good in years, so it was worth my time to come. So thank you, Living Waters. You're a fantastic place, and I love you.
Marlena, I think it was day 1 or 2, after one day, you came in and you showed me what was going on. Tell us the story about your hands, because you couldn't put your hands together, right?
No, when I first got here, my hands, the sarcoidosis has started moving into my joints, I believe, because I really couldn't bend them. I couldn't run the remote at home, or it was just getting very difficult to do a lot of my chores, and it was painful all the time. And I was on their T-Zone watching a video about visualization, and I just thought, for fun, I'll just do it with my one finger, and literally the pain moved out of it. So I did it for all 10 fingers. So when I was done, I come running in, I go, look, I can move my fingers. I mean, literally, I was so excited, and if the pain starts to come back, I just do the same process over again, and it's amazing. You can actually feel the pain leave your fingers. It's totally amazing. So that was a pretty exciting day for me.
And then day 3, was it day 3 or 4, your husband forgot to get your prescription for your
Yes.
pains for your feet.
Yes.
So your feet were pretty painful. You want to explain
They are.
what happened then?
Well, he didn't get my medication, and I thought, well, maybe this is a test for me to not take my medication. And before, literally, I could not live without this. If I missed it for 5 minutes, I was going down. I could not walk. I had to crawl. So I was very, very dependent on this medication. And I went to work that day, I came in here, and I literally was walking without the medication. And even last night, my husband said, "You haven't complained about your feet or hands or dizziness in over a week now." So even my husband has noticed that, I'm out in the yard with him and I'm walking around, because usually by the time I got home, I was on the recliner for the rest of the evening, and that was it. And so it's a big change, and it's great that my husband has noticed that I can do more, and so that was another big step.
Your boss noticed. I remember.
Yes,
So,
yes.
kind of a background. I actually talked to Marlena's boss prior to coming here because getting time off was a big thing. So, what did your boss say about your change?
Well, kind of my first day back after I'd gone through a weekend here, I was in, and he, when I'm ill, it shows in my face, but when I have energy and feel good, it shows also. And he goes, "Wow, it looks like you have your life back. You have all this energy coming out from you." And so he knew that I was feeling a lot better, and he knew that the program was working for me. And everybody could, because I literally walked down the halls. I had to braille my way down our halls all the time, and they knew that I was very ill. And so I'm walking around, running around like I normally would do. And, he just says, "Wow, you're really, this is working for you."
No more fingerprints on the walls then at the
No, I
office.
haven't touched a wall all week.
Wow, that's huge for just a short 10 days, huh?
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So very excited.
What was your most exciting, or what was all the modalities you used here? Was the visualization that you got the most out of, or?
Oh my gosh, I love everything, because I've always been into health, and I used to be a runner. I could run up to 13 miles a day. I got very ill, and they gave me a lot of antibiotics, and that was the starting of my demise. So for the last 10 years, I've done a lot of research on a lot of the equipment in here, the Tzone, and so I love it all. The Biomat is wonderful. I have low temperature, and that raises your temperature. And when you guys told me that it kills 3,000 enzymes, I was like, wow. So that
turns them on. It turns them on.
Turns them on.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was an awesome thing. I definitely would probably get one. The Tzone, literally, I've tightened up all my back and the back of my legs. It's just amazing. It's just like magic. It's just kind of just tightened me up. I wish I could keep doing that. I don't know. Everything, the spiritual, and it kind of brought me back, as my husband's older and he's negative sometimes, and that kind of grinds against me. But it brought me back to being myself, being my positive self, and loving me. So it's hard to say what I would like best. I was just so thrilled that you'd put it all together. So you don't have to go to this place and that place. It's all right here. So it all works in unity, and I liked it all, because I've done the far infrared sauna, I've done colonics, and I've done a lot of these things, but they weren't all put together, and they don't work alone. You have to have all of it. So,
how was the food?
the food is awesome. I just had some, and it was very, very good. And it was so nice not having to cook. Come in, they fed me, and then they sent food home with me. So that took a lot of pressure of having to run home and cook. I liked the simple concept, and I did learn some things here. So the food is very good. I'm very appreciative that they did cook it for us.
And how would you explain this, what you just did, to someone? When you go up later, what would you say to someone kind of sitting on the fence thinking about doing? What would be your...
I would say, well, you have a choice. You can go spend $20,000 to $50,000 through the medical field, and they may come up with what you have, but they probably won't have a cure. They would probably just throw more pills at you, which would make you even sicker at some point. I would invest in this because it teaches you how to be healthy. It gets you off onto a great start, because this isn't just about coming in and they fix you. They teach you, they train you. You don't get on a machine without them explaining what it is and what it does for you. So you can waste your money or you can spend your money wisely. That's all I can say.
So,
And,
so tell me the medications that you were on.
Well, I was doing chemo, and they had me on a huge amount of prednisone, and I'm not terrible with names, gabastatin, but if you read on it, what the effects of it, it is just as bad as any other drug out there. And those were the main ones that I took, and I had to be on these for over a year. And I gained probably about 50 pounds during this process. I mean, it was like every month, like clockwork, I was gaining, 5 to 10 pounds. Wow. And just,
so 3 major drugs you were on?
Yeah, the major ones, yeah. And they don't hurt, which is really nice because I can eat normal foods. Just a little bit of tinge in there, and that's it. But I've never had, problems where my teeth are now. I really feel sorry for people that have that because it's so miserable.
Yeah.
And my eye, I saw double vision all the time. This growth that I would have, they took out about the size of my finger. But if I would go off any one of these drugs, it grew so fast you could put your hand there and feel it growing. And if I was out of the medication, I mean, by the time that evening, my eye would be all grown shut. I wouldn't even know I had an eye. So I don't see double vision anymore. That's a cool thing.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, because everybody always wanted me to feel these thorns out, so I had to almost follow my fingers because I sometimes would pop up on the other line. And when I first got the double vision, I wasn't really used to it, and I'd be in the kitchen because I do a lot of cooking. And if I see 2 fingers, and once in a while I would see the wrong finger, and I had more cuts on my fingers. I'd come to work with all these little cuts because it was funny because I would go for the wrong finger, and it was, that was my real one. So double vision is really not a fun thing to go through either. And fortunately it was up close, but distance, my eyes played a lot of tricks on me. Some days I'd put my glasses on, I couldn't even see out of them. I could actually see better without my glasses, but I just never knew what my eye was going to do. It was perfectly round. Now it's about like that because of the growth. So I've experienced a lot of different things with my eye, but like I said, the growth I can't even feel it growing in there. I don't have the pressure constantly. I always had pressure in my brain, and it just wasn't a fun feeling. I mean, some days, you would just look at me and I'd just be drained, but I don't have the double vision. My eyes don't hurt. I don't have that pressure. And my head doesn't feel so foggy. I had such a foggy head half the time, and so when I work, my job is very demanding. I do the job of 3 people. I manage 2 departments, and I do their marketing. So I really had to push myself to focus to get the job done. But now it should be a lot easier for me because I can think clear, I can walk, I can see, so life's good.
Wow. So total medications?
The gabastatin, the metho was, I call it chemo, and the prednisone, and then there's another one, a long one, starts with an A, and I was hoping you wouldn't ask me, it's anthro something, but it's similar to a steroid also.
So 4 different.
Yeah.
And you're off all that now?
I'm down to just half a tablet of the one that starts with an A, and 1/4 of the one for my feet. Only because with sarcoidosis, if you're familiar with that disease, you do not want it to grow, because if it gets into any of your organs, lungs, or whatever, it's pretty much death. And so it's not something you want to play around with. And unfortunately, they haven't come up with that many things that will cure it. So my cure will be a miracle, and that's what I'm going for. Because no one has ever, I've only known of one person that's gotten rid of it completely. And it can go, it's like cancer, it can go in remission. And that's what I feel like it's doing because I don't feel the growth in there. I mean, this was as hard as a rock through here. And it was just the weirdest thing ever. And I don't feel it growing, but it's something you don't want out of control. So I will probably stay on small dosages of that until I know it's completely gone and something really works for me that I can say, because I don't want it to go to any other place in my
So you're
body.
down, would you say you're down 90%, 70%, you think, from where you were? I don't know how many pills you were taking before for it.
Oh, I'm probably down 80%.
80% change in 10 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
That's pretty amazing.
And I can't wait to go in and have my blood work on my liver, because that's why one of the reasons I came here, because the doctors were so concerned with my liver but they offered me no help. And so I will be going in probably next week for my blood work, and I just hope it has gone down, my numbers and everything, because I really want to go back to my doctors and say, gosh, you guys should go back to medical school. My husband goes, you haven't complained about your feet? Because I would get up, usually in the evenings, I have to say, Steve, can you get me this or that? But I've just been popping up and getting it myself, and so this
Popping up.
Yeah. Usually it was
Not stumbling up.
This was a very slow process of me getting up, and if I did walk, it was just little tiny steps. I mean, literally by the end of the day, I was an invalid almost, and so now, I'm outside in the yard with him. I pop up out of my chair, go get what I need. I haven't asked him to do anything for me, and he's like, wow, yeah, because you always complain when your feet hurts and you can't see. I mean, I couldn't see the TV hardly.
Wow.
And it was just I don't know. And I love to read, and they've had me read a whole book since I've been here, and I've been able to do that very successfully. So, and I haven't been able to read for quite a while now. So I'm very excited about getting back to reading again, because I have a lot of glorious books that I like to read.
You just one surprise after another, and all these things happen to you. Oh my goodness!
I know. It's just amazing.
That's like 10 miracles so far, I think.
All I need is one more, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
Well, maybe two.
Yeah.
Make sure my liver's good, and make sure the eye thing. Because that's serious.
Yeah. I mean, what a huge
most-
change though in just a short time. Holy moly!
Oh, I know. When I even first came in here today, I'm a little tired because I'm not
Sure.
trying to work and juggle this.
Yeah.
When I get tired, that's when your body doesn't function as well. But I mean, like I said, I don't even feel my eye, and I was always, when you have this pressure in there,
Wow.
you always know it's there, and
Wow.
now I don't even really sometimes even think about it. So to go from always feeling this pressure in my head, and sometimes if it was growing, because it goes all the way back to I don't know what it's called back there, but when it starts to grow, I don't have much room in my brain. Not that my brain's very big, but there's not much room in there for much growth. And when it grows, it feels like my eyeball's going to pop, and it's just very miserable. I am glad it's there, because my son's wife's sister of 33 just died from sarcoidosis, and it was in her lungs. When it's in your lungs and places like that, you don't know you have it till it's too late. At least with my eye, the minute it starts to grow, hey, it's out of control, I know it. So I'm very blessed that, it's in an area that I can really monitor and keep an eye on it, literally.
Yeah.